we're dealing with the issue of an accident, an articulated vehicle that ran into a commercial bus and a tanker there. But the vehicles involved has been, evacuated, the articulated vehicle itself and the tanker. The commercial bus just by the side of the road, not affecting the flow of traffic. But then proper movement has begun, although, of course, it's busy around there owing to counterflow, which is ongoing. All right. Okay, so just to bring that to you. The other side, that Maryland inward of the Alaro, there was a case of, a trailer that ran into a truck there. But the vehicles involved have been evacuated as well. So normalcy restored, although there's high influx on that stretch of road.
Wake up and smile, 'cause it's been a while. It's been like a whole day since I stopped so you could hold me. This child awaits, strong in the faith. Lord, you are the refuge that I can't wait to get to, 'cause I can't let a day go, can't let a day go by without thanking you for the joy that you bring to my life. And there's something about the way your sun shines on my face. It's a love so true, I can never get enough of you. This feeling can't be wrong. I'm about to get my worship on. Take me away. It's a beautiful day.
And indeed, yes, beautiful, beautiful day it is turning out to be. It's a full house. Good morning, Victor.
Good morning, Mike. How you doing?
Fantastic.
It's a beautiful day. That's your definition?
Absolutely.
All right. So it's good to speak positive.
Yeah, it's turning out to be a beautiful day.
Well, for those who might have been caught up in that hold-up at Jota, they won't say it's a beautiful day yet.
Well,
okay, so
they can say that now.
Okay.
However,
Let's bring in Dele at this point to help us corroborate that. Dele, how you doing?
Very well, thank you, Victor.
So tell me, is it a beautiful day, or what's it looking like? How would you describe the day?
Generally on the road. Generally still okay, but on the road right now, for those who are coming from Maryland, Iwododo-Alaro,
From the live cameras.
it's a heavy one. In fact, that backlog I think has extended.
That's Maryland heading towards Mobolaji Bank, Anthony. Now, this is Maryland inward of the Alaro now.
Okay.
Let's see the other side.
So that's the diversion corridor.
Let's see the other side. The other side, that backlog, no. Reduce the
This is
camera.
diversion corridor.
Mike, I know what I saw.
Okay.
Maryland headed into that place was a heavy one just now.
No, look at this. Is it here? This is a different direction.
Okay, Dayo's here. Dayo, how you doing?
I'm very well.
All right.
Okay.
So can you corroborate what would have been?
All right, so
Very
this is
true.
still in Ikorodu Road,
Don't mind, he was just trying to confuse us.
Yeah.
It is very, very heavy.
Very
Absolutely,
busy.
yes.
Very
yes,
slow
yes.
moving traffic.
All right. So for those ones, it might not be a beautiful day yet. Even though it might be a beautiful day very much later by the time they get through with the traffic. But how you guys doing? The double Ds?
Very well. Glad to be here. Start of another second day in the week. We're glad to be alive.
Yes. And we're glad to be back too.
She wants me to corroborate what she has just said.
We're glad to be here no matter what.
No matter what.
We're always glad to be alive, at least to give thanks.
Okay. You look like you're always ready for your battle. One way or the other.
How? How?
Okay, so it's the month of August and things are really picking up gradually.
Yeah, this is the 6th day.
It's a great day to be alive, really.
Absolutely.
Right. So, but let's talk first about the traffic, Mike. What's happening for those heading to the island? What's the major story at this time?
Okay, well, motorists heading to the island via the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway will begin to experience traffic at motorways now inward Alakbere. It's just high influx, high volume of traffic moving in that direction, coupled with pedestrian crossing at Alakbere. But beyond that, there's better movement connecting Yanoworo, heading straight to Unilag Waterfront. But approaching Adekunle, it gets busy again. Just a pocket of traffic between Adekunle and Adenichi, and connecting Ilubiri.
Right, so it's still looking good for those making that use of that wing to link up with the island.
Yes.
Those coming from the inner part of Ikorodu this morning, what's the
So
forward
far,
one?
it's been a fantastic journey from the inner part of Ikorodu, connecting Sabo, heading towards Ikorodu roundabout, based on the last review we got from Olaiwola. That was just a few minutes before 8. Yeah, so good movement. But where the traffic is now is around the mile 12 corridor. That's a mile 12 K2, a mile 12 K2 corridor. That's where motorists would experience a busy moving traffic.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's because of
Just a high volume, high influx,
Right.
ascending and descending the bridge, and then approaching Ojota proper.
It
Another
begins to
busy
slow down
moving
too.
traffic towards the Odialaru corridor where we have counterflow.
right.
Okay, so the much talked about multiple accident involving an articulated truck, a commercial bus, and a tanker has been resolved. The vehicles involved
They've been
have
taken out.
exactly.
Yes, so that was around the 6 o'clock hour. We had that accident, but gracefully, and we are grateful to the responders. They've been able to get that sorted. LASMA, the fire service, and others, they've sorted that out. So the road is now open, right?
Open for movement, but the influx is massive.
It's still very high.
Very high.
Okay, then I understand there's another one at Maryland
Those the vehicles involved have been evacuated
as well. Oh, good. So it's much better now, but even though you're still dealing with the backlog.
Absolutely.
Let's head to Route 3, Lagos Abeokuta Expressway. What's the situation there?
Well, coming from the rear, that's from the Ajegunle end, we have recorded free flow of traffic except for pockets of traffic just by the various bus stops. Ajegunle, Alakuko, Mosholashi, between Mosholashi and Ijaye, it's actually free. And then better movement all through the Kola corridors down to Abelegba. But between Danku and Paja underneath the bridge,
Right.
motorists would experience another slow-moving traffic. But it gets better beyond there, all the way to Cement.
Right.
Cement in Ward Ilazik still looks cool and calm, but from Ilazik, busy moving traffic, as usual, through Ajayi Farm, Kejalong, all the way to National. So that's what we have gathered
All right, then,
from
so
that stretch. So
I'm sure we'll give you more LPs as they come in from time to time. But of course, quickly, we'll be delving into the program today. Before then, Daily has a bag full of news for us. Daily, what do we have? Protest continues or what?
Yes, protest continues in the northern parts of the country with
Yes.
lootings. And very interesting, the display of Russian flag.
Yeah, that is really, really getting. I do not know how to.
It's becoming worrisome.
Yeah, it's very worrisome.
And the idea behind it. What's
Yes.
the brain
And
behind
I'm
it?
just wondering, okay, so is there some kind of agenda? I mean, Russian-backed agenda? Because it just came,
All of a sudden.
showed up like that, yes,
Yeah.
within the last 2 days
Yeah.
during the protest.
So-
I'm wondering how,
So
where?
from hunger strike, it has now turned to what? Russia, come and save us. Okay, so this I'm still getting some headlines that Kano is still saying the hunger protest will continue.
Yes,
No
they have
matter what.
to continue, yes, indeed.
It says Kano group vows to sustain hunger protest. The federal government is saying, please, just sheath your swords. Let's come to a discussion table. But it appears it's falling on deaf ears.
For those parts, I'm not sure it's still about the hunger protest.
What do you think it's all about?
What has hunger got to do with the Russian flag, please?
Well, you know what they're saying? In Kaduna yesterday, what they did was they marched to the military barracks saying, please, we want you to intervene. You know, that kind of a thing. But I think there should be some kind of caution in all of this, right? So the protest continues, and I'm sure that's still the major headlines across town. Let's see what the response will be. The defense has also issued statements. Please, these are very, very treasonous
Treasonable. They are.
so that needs to be, curtailed. Let's see what pans out today. Any other news apart from that? I think it's a case of protests across the world, really.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
Because in the United Kingdom,
yes.
yeah, in
Arrest, protest, knife attack.
knife attack, exactly. And theirs is, it's similar to what is happening in the northern part of Nigeria right now, where you have a lot of looting, breaking into shops,
Yeah,
people's
I-
homes. So it's just happening.
yeah, but their own is they're really having some kind of anti-immigrant sentiment.
Yes.
Right? We're saying we are doing hunger.
Hunger,
But their own
yeah.
is look, we don't want to. You guys, anybody who's black, or perhaps anybody who is looking like a Muslim, we're going to go after you. That's what's going on in the UK.
Just about a bit similar to what happened in South Africa.
Right, some time back.
Some time ago.
Okay, but the very interesting one was in Bangladesh. Remember, they had this protest has been going on for several months, and yesterday it came to a head when the students that were protesting eventually emerged victorious, as the Prime Minister had to flee for her life.
Well,
okay, but it has not been very interesting really, because we've seen loss of lives, over 100 lives lost in that. So the question I'm asking, if the military, in a bid to save government, is involved in violent attacks against its people, right? And eventually the people prevails, who will now take over? Is it the same military?
I doubt it. I don't think the protesters will allow the military to take over.
So that's what's going on there now. So the students are saying, before you can form any government, we have to have a say in it.
I mean, that's as it should be. I mean, they make up a large population, so why not?
Right.
It should be carried along as well.
And that also sends some signals too. So that means for all those who are law enforcement officials, please take your time too, because you never know what can happen. At the other end of the swing, something very, very unpalatable might just happen.
And that's why a lot of countries don't look forward to a protest starting because of what it comes with.
Especially when you have the larger population of the protesters being youths.
Okay, so these are signals across the world. Protest, protest, protest. From the month of July, I do not know what's happening to the second half of 2024. It's all about protests across the world, from Nigeria to Kenya to the UK
It
to
was actually
Bangladesh.
from Kenya to Nigeria.
Oh, okay, so let's say to Kenya, Nigeria, Bangladesh, and the list goes on. Well, let's hope that we'll find an amicable point.
Let's hope that the leaders take a cue from what's going on and listen and make changes.
Okay, all right then. So Dele will be bringing you a bag full of news. Birthday profile as well. My own son is celebrating.
Oh,
Hey, the boy.
Yeah, he's clocking 18. So
adult today, right? Come.
so he can vote now. Right?
Yes.
He'll soon sing you the song. Adulthood now come.
So he can vote.
Yeah, he can vote.
All right. And so many others.
And he can drive.
He can drive too. That's very true. That's very true, because he's been learning that too. All right then. So that's we'll be doing that during the 9 o'clock hour. But on the menu today, first up we'll be talking about how best to support emerging leaders in Nigeria, and we're looking at it from the perspective of the Relevance Conference. I hear it's coming up this weekend. We'll talk about that. And Insurance Digest, you know how it is. We'll be digesting a whole lot of things, especially on the mood in the insurance industry, and we'll be connecting with the new Director General of the Nigerian Insurers Association.
All right, and of course, news super headlines brought to you by Dele Agadumo. All that and more on Your Side Mirror with Victor Oteri.
Hello everyone, this is Tony Adebola. I'm an entrepreneur and a motorcycle enthusiast. Keep listening to Your Side Mirror on Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. It simply rocks.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. It's nice to have you join us at this time as we take traffic information from the roads and we put it straight into your ears. All right, then today is the 6th of August, the year 2024. And we can tell you it's a mixed experience for those of you who are navigating through the roads at this time. But we're here to keep you company. Our traffic managers spread across the various zones in Lagos, plus our live camera infrastructure in the studios, complementing that for you. We're here to be your best friends. You're welcome. Victor Oteri is my name. Dele is here. She'll be taking us through the newspapers right now, and I'll be back to connect with you shortly.
On newspaper headlines this morning, we'll be taking reports from the Vanguard, Nation, Punch, The Explainer, and Alausa Alert. Beginning with Vanguard newspaper, protests. Kaduna Zaria boil over 700 billion naira lost in 5 days. Asbon and Kasima. The nationwide protest against hunger in the country turned riotous in Kaduna and Zaria yesterday, compelling the state government to declare a dusk-to-dawn curfew. Aside from Kaduna, the protests also continued in Lagos, Abuja, Jos, Benin, Kano, and Zamfara, despite President Bola Tinubu's nationwide broadcast on Sunday. Protests. Hoisting foreign flags in Nigeria treasonable. Tinubu. As the nationwide protest against hunger and bad governance entered the 5th day yesterday, President Bola Tinubu summoned a National Security Council meeting where issues of security threats to the country were discussed. The security meeting, which held at the President's office at the State House, Abuja, also looked into the new trend of protesters hoisting the Russian flag in some states in the north. From the Nation newspaper, NURTW hails federal government's efforts to promote CNG. National Union of Road Transport Workers, NURTW, has hailed federal government's efforts to promote the use of compressed natural gas, CNG, as an alternative fuel source for vehicles. The General Secretary, Comrade Kayode Agbeyogi, praised the government's initiatives, contradicting a misleading newspaper report headlined, FG fails to fulfill its promise on CNG vehicles, attributed to a faceless individual who falsely claimed to represent the union. LASU restarts academic activities Tuesday. Authorities of the Lagos State University, LASU Ojo, have directed that academic and administrative activities should resume on its campuses from tomorrow, which is today. The university had announced last Wednesday that activities were suspended till further notice following the nationwide protests. Moving on to the Punch newspaper, hunger protests, military talks tough as pro-Russia rallies spread. Operatives of the Nigeria Police Force have arrested no fewer than 30 End Bad Governance protesters for waving Russian flags in Kano, Kaduna, Katsina, and Bauchi states. The force spokesperson, Muyiwa Adejobi, said 873 other protesters have been arrested by the police, including a tailor identified as Ahmed Bello, who was arrested with a large number of the flags in Kano. FG asks workers to register for 40,000 naira rice. The federal government has concluded plans to sell a 50 kg bag of rice at 40,000 naira to public servants with a view to alleviating the food crisis in the nation and its effects on Nigerians. This was disclosed in a letter from the Federal Ministry of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs, which was signed by the Director of Human Resources of the Ministry, Jayesimi Abimbola. The letter said all interested staff members were to complete a Google form on the OHCSF website and submit it to the Director of Human Resources for endorsement. 2 students who hacked MTN computers granted 100 million naira bail. A federal high court in Lagos on Monday granted 50 million naira bail each to 2 students of Moshood Abiola Polytechnic and Resign Regal Academy, Timothy Oluwabukola and Anthony Odemero, who allegedly hacked MTN Nigeria communication computers and stole airtime and data valued at 1.9 billion naira. Justice Akintayo Aluko granted them bail after hearing 2 separate bail applications filed by the defendants. In addition to the bail sum, Aluko ordered the defendants to provide 2 sureties each, one of whom must be a civil servant in the federal or Lagos state employment, who must be grade level 14 and above. Still taking a look at the Punch, riots, Nigeria, Indonesia, Australia warn citizens about travel to UK. Countries including Nigeria, Indonesia, Malaysia, Australia, and Canada have warned their citizens against traveling to the United Kingdom following violent riots across the country. According to Reuters, the unrest began after a knife attack at a children's dance class in Southport, northwest England last Monday, which resulted in the deaths of 3 girls and injuries to 10 others. From Nigeria to UK, protesters tackle leaders over hardship, immigration, election. The second half of 2024 has been greeted by protests in many countries worldwide. The peculiarity of peaceful protests becoming violent is usually affiliated with Africa, but it has taken an upturn in recent months, extending to Europe and Asia. The recent protests broke out in Nigeria, the United Kingdom, Kenya, Bangladesh, and India. Why fuel importers will frustrate Dangote? Obasanjo. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has said that those benefiting from the lucrative business of fuel importation are going to make efforts to frustrate the Dangote Petroleum Refinery. Obasanjo stated this in the wake of allegations by the president of the Dangote Group, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, that some mafias were making efforts to frustrate the $20 billion refinery. From the explainer, presidential order to NNPCL, crash of fuel price, exchange rates imminent. With the presidential marching order to the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, not only to henceforth sell crude oil to Dangote Refinery, but also to do so in local currency, Nigeria is set to witness a notable crash in the pump price of petroleum products. Besides, the exchange rate will automatically crash while the economy will witness a significant recovery. I will take the last one from Alausa Alert. LASCOPA advocates innovative solutions for consumer protection. The General Manager, Lagos State Consumer Protection Agency, LASCOPA, Afolabi Sholebo, has called for innovative solutions to protect and enhance consumers' confidence in bank transactions. Sholebo made the call in Lagos at a panel discussion at the 2024 Second Quarter Industry Forum organized by the Committee of E-Business Industry Heads. That's it. You can pick up a copy of any of the daily Skin Online to read more. Also, interact with us via our social media platforms: X, Traffic Radio 961, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961, on Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Traffic Radio 961, and follow me across social media at Dele Agadumi.
To points on the road, rails, and waterways. We bring you up to speed with the latest traffic news, views, and comments from transportation experts. Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Traffic news round the clock.
Any motor where you dey drive, you need confirm protection, no. For your engine, no. Make a mobile, make it mobile. Make it mobile.
Access Holdings, they call all shareholders. Now rights issue time from 8th of July to 14th of August. You fit buy new shares for 19.75 kobo each. If you get 2 shares already, you fit buy 1 extra. The offer, they open to people who hold access shares. Come join the access train for the full story about our rights issue. Sharply go www.theaccesscorporation.com. Everything they there from the people where they sell the shares, the bank where they collect, and our legal advisors there. Access Holdings, where the world connects.
Don't you think it is better to get the updates fast and undiluted from a trusted and reliable source than to hear it from just any other station? Get the authentic traffic report from Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, moving Lagos forward.
Point to point on the road, rails, and waterways. We bring you up to speed with the latest traffic news, views, and comments from transportation experts. Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Traffic news round the clock.
Vintage tea, brand new phone, high heels on, cobblestones. When you are young, they assume you know nothing. Sequin smile, black lipstick, sensual politics. When you are young, they assume you know nothing. But I knew you dancing in your Levi's, drunk under a street light. I knew you, hand under my sweatshirt, baby, kiss it better. And when I felt like I was an old cardigan under someone's bed, you put me on and said I was your favorite. A friend to all is a friend to none. Chase two girls, lose the one. When you are young, they assume you know nothing. But I knew you, playing hide and seek and giving me your weekends. I knew you.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. We're back from the news, and of course, we're ready to roll this beautiful Tuesday morning. We can tell you things are still looking good in some areas across the state. But of course, if you are still navigating around the Ojota corridor, it's a slow and steady movement. Nothing unusual. It's a construction corridor, by the way. We had a multiple accident around that Odoyalaro earlier on, but all that has been sorted by the traffic managers and, of course, the emergency responders. So it's a much better drive right now. Of course, heading towards Maryland as well. A little bit slow, but nothing unusual too. It's just a high influx. Lots of people making use of that corridor this beautiful Tuesday morning. Let me see quickly. We did tell you that Lagos Abeokuta Expressway is also receiving with good vehicular flow. If you're coming in from the Songo end, linking up with Abule Egba, heading towards Iyanokwaja, nothing unusual. But of course, if you begin to meet the slow down, by the time you approach Ilezik heading towards National. Of course, you know that's a merging point, so things begin to slow down there. 4 lanes being narrowed down to 2, so and that's just the reason for that. Okay, so that will give us some time to have a good conversation on this very first segment of the program. And what we're trying to do this morning, in spite of the gloomy situation across the town or across the country, we're trying to look at how best to stimulate and maximize potentials, even create opportunities as well for emerging leaders in Nigeria. Well, these are times when we need leaders in all fronts, not just political leaders. We're talking about leaders in the business end, leaders who would inspire and elevate the minds of people, and that will make them give in their best. And that's what my guest will be reflecting on. He's a young man, so he'll be talking to us this morning. I have Bumi Oyekomi. He's a finance expert, a transformational coach as well, and he is the convener, the Relevance Conference. So we talk about that. What is that conference all about? Let me bring it to the microphone right away. Bumi, how are you doing? Good morning.
Good morning, Mr.
And how are you doing?
I'm very well and good this morning.
All right. It's the first time I've been on Traffic Radio?
Yes, my first time.
Great. So
Delighted to be here.
What do you make of our studio, by the way?
All right. This is a good studio with a great ambience, right? I just feel like spending the whole day here already.
And of course, you see the live cameras on the road?
Yeah, I do.
What do you make of that?
You know, also is capturing everything that is happening, right? You know, helping us to really see and monitor traffic and then things going on across the streets of Lagos.
All right, so that's what we call transformation. That's right.
Yeah,
Okay.
transformation.
And that's what you represent too. So let's even start from there. You are the convener of the Relevance Conference.
Yeah, I'm the convener of the Relevance Conference, and then it's been beautiful to know, that we're able to do this, at this time.
So let's talk about that. So what's that conference all about, really?
All right, so Relevance Conference basically is a leadership conference. Basically, what our primary objective is to secure Africa, and salvage, the economies of our nation, Nigeria, and then the rest of Africa, primarily by inspiring people, empowering them, and deploying them to influence systems, cultures, and generations.
All right. So is it to say that you found a gap in this area? Is that the reason why you're coming up with this kind of conference? Is that the reason?
Yeah, that's it. That's the reason why I'm telling them to come for this conference, actually.
So there's a gap.
Yeah.
In terms of leadership.
Yeah, there is a leadership gap, really. And then everyone needs to really grow up to that leadership capabilities, and then, build up their competence, and then be able to max their potentials to solve problems at the littlest of it, every day where they find them.
All right. So this conference is hoping to address all of that. How long is that going to take? How many days conference are we talking about?
Well, it's a 2-day conference, a Saturday and a Sunday.
Right. Would that not too short a time to really get the best in terms of training, if you want to equip them with leadership skills?
Well, pretty much, like we said, our purpose and aim actually is just to inspire and empower, right? We just hope that people will get the most of the time. So we have a longer time on Saturday. It's going to be like a 5 hours, entrenching period, just helping people to get the right mind paradigm. And then we definitely trust, our speakers that are going to be coming up to do a great job, for that.
So who can attend? Who is this training meant for?
All right, so our hearts is going from the teens, from 18 to 35. Our doors are open. People around that age, 18 to 35. I like to just probably say a backstory in that regard.
Yeah.
Really, now in this day and age, we get to complain about our politicians. We get to complain about people that are heading institutions and power startups, now. But what we are also beginning to see that if you give it 8, 9, 10 years from now, the guys that are 18 now, 19 now begin to become mid-level managers, that will be determining the cost of organizations, institutions, and power startups. So let's get them right early, and get them on the ride, to get them with the right mind paradigm. I always say that the best gift you can give to somebody is not the gift of money, but the gift of a mind paradigm.
All right. So before we come to what that training would look like, how did you get this idea? Is this your idea?
Well, I'm the convener of the meeting, but definitely I have a team that I'm working with. I have a tribe of people that, are leaders in their own sphere, right? People that are emerging in business and career. And then we are coming together to do this together, alongside with the power speakers that are coming to actually work this together.
Right. So is this the first of the conference?
All right. This is the third edition.
Oh, it's the third?
Yeah, we had the first 2022. We had the second last year, 2023. And this year is the third.
Right.
It's an annual conference.
So let's reflect a bit on those past two that took place 2 years back and last year. How did they go, by the way?
Well, it went well. We had over 150, 200, participants in those 2 years, right? Primarily for us is identifying people that have the leadership capabilities, right? To be cubed and empowered for this. So we had a great time. We had great, amazing speakers come around, teach people about entrepreneurship, equip them for leadership, and get them ready for the problems, in their communities, their society, and everywhere they find themselves.
All right. So you call it the Relevance Conference Africa.
Yes.
So is that to say we're going to be having people outside Nigeria as well?
Yes, we're having people outside Nigeria. Some people are coming in person, and many people will be joining in, virtually for the conference.
Right. So the target here is to get as many as what now? What's the figure that we're looking at?
So we're gathering 300 emerging business, and career professional leaders in a room. It's a decision room, right? Helping people to make the most of the economic challenges that we currently have with the right mind paradigm. So that's what we are about.
Okay, so training them with the right skills, the right paradigm for them to go through these very difficult times.
Yeah.
Okay, so who are the speakers?
So, we have a lineup of great, amazing speakers. We have Mr. Ayo Daniels, a strong leadership transformation coach. We have the known Dr. Nia Desoya, we have Mr. Damlola, Oluwatoyinbo, we have Dr. Yemi Shuyombo, and myself, along with some of the panelists, the CEO of Street Church, Oreoluwa Icon, also will be with us, for this amazing event.
Right. So is it a paid event?
Well, for now it's a free event, but it's sponsored. It's fully sponsored by partners and sponsors that's been able to help us to put this, together.
So it's a non-for-profit?
Yeah, it's a non-for-profit.
Okay. So who can be, you said it, that those who are really craving to be leaders of their generation can be part of it, but how do I get to nominate someone? Or is it anybody who just hears this now can be free to be part of it?
Yeah, all you just have to do is just to get to register, basically, for the event. As long as you fall within that age bracket, we could consider to probably extend to 40, but if you fall within 18 to 35, you are a good catch, for us. You just get to register, on the link of the event.
18 to 35?
Yes.
You've knocked me out.
Well, your child, your son or your daughter can still be a part of this.
Okay, all right.
Things like that. So our approach is mind formation, actually, helping people that are still, are making decisions, people that are actually still maturing, not people that are settling, really, people that are still taking risks, and things like that, to help them with the mindset they
right.
need.
So since we're talking about emerging leaders, so what are the kind of things to be exposing them to on Saturday and on Sunday?
All right. So basically, emerging leaders, one core thing about that age bracket we're talking about is decision making, really. Practical approach to life concerns, right? Problem solving will be one of our main high, helping people to know what they really are and how to deploy themselves effectively where they are actually operating, the marketplace and things like that. So networking is strong. Personal development is strong, professional development is strong for us, leadership, personal leadership is strong for us, and communication also is very strong for us.
All right. Okay. So anyone that possesses this can do all of that. Can people still register?
Yes, they can still register. We still have some few days, to the conference.
All right. And how can you do that?
So, all you need to do is just register on the platform, The Chosen Breed at /CLC24.
The Chosen Breed.
thechosenbreed.org/TRC24.
All right, which is very, very good. So please take advantage of it. Where is he holding, by the way?
Well, it's holding in plot 7, plot 2/3, our 7 plus 2/3, Oregon, Keja, Lagos.
Oh, just right here in Keja.
Yeah, just right here in
Oregon. Okay, then. So I hope you can take good advantage of all of this, even though you might be disgruntled with what's going on in town. It's time for you to plug into things that would benefit you and really, really empower you for the future, especially if you want to be a leader. Let's begin to wrap this all up this morning. Bumi Oyekomi, what's your message, especially to our youths, those who are out there who feel there's no future, those who feel disoriented, those who are not even thinking of, the next line, especially now that we're talking about leadership. So what's your message to them at this time?
Well, in closing out, I just want to say, I'm in Lagos Traffic Radio. I just want to paint a scenario, simply, and to say this, there is no such thing as a problem. Any problem that you have with you that doesn't pass the test of universal appeal is not a problem at all. So the possibilities, we must also always look at the possibilities beyond every problem. Let me just put this analogy. Let's think about it. There's a traffic situation. Somebody's trying to get to the island for very early in the morning, and then you just trust that everything's going to go well, that there's not going to be a traffic on the road. And think about that young guy that is just trying to navigate life, and then he's just praying to say that, oh, come on, I just wish there's going to be traffic, for me to be able to sell what I have to sell. So for somebody that's trying to get to the island, that seems to be like a problem, but someone that is trying to sell, that's an opportunity. So I like to say that there is no such thing as a problem, as long as that thing that you're currently facing doesn't face a law of universal appeal. If your problem in Nigeria is not a problem in Sweden, if your problem in Nigeria is not a problem, so you must always see the opportunities, that the seeming problem actually holds. And then when everything or anything tackles you, you must always ask yourself, what can I do around the situation? Do I need to see it from a different perspective? Do I need to approach from a different perspective? And then when you begin to do that, you begin to see that you begin to see more opportunities even beyond the problem. And that's what I would just want to leave as a message to everyone out there.
Right.
There is no such thing as a problem. Always get to maximize the opportunities that seeming problems and challenges hold for us.
Very positive indeed. I say a big thank you to you. Thank you so much for making it through to the studio this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, then. So, Bumi Oyekomi, you can hear him. He's a finance expert. He's also a transformational coach, and he's the convener of this particular conference. We're talking about the Relevance Conference 2024. All right, just take some time out to get me part of that, and then you can improve your leadership skills. All right, then, maximum thanks to Tumishe Kuku in the building as well, strolling by and coming along with Bumi Oyekomi. All right, it's nice having both of you in the studios. All right, now a brief break. When we return, it will be time to do our birthdays.
Don't you think it is better to get the updates fast and undiluted from a trusted and reliable source than to hear it from just any other station? Get the authentic traffic reports from Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, moving Lagos forward.
Lagos State APC hereby commends all Lagosians for maintaining the peace during this trying time of nationwide protest. Several reports across the state indicate that our people allowed good reason to prevail in their agitation and conduct. We appreciate the professionalism of the law enforcement agencies who protected the rights of our citizens. We acknowledge the various interventions of the federal and state government as regards the provision of discounted food, cushioning of transportation fares, and provision of medical outreach to ameliorate the effects of the global economic meltdown. Let us all join hands to continue to maintain our leadership position as a state in the Nigerian Federation. Announcer Pastor Cornelius Ojalabi, Lagos APC Chairman.
Start your children's day with a great taste of Ovaltine, enriched with multi-nourishment, calcium, malt, and vitamin B12 to support learning and playtime. Ovaltine, smart choice for smart kids.
All right, then, so it's time to switch gears to celebrate those who are marking their birthdays today. Yeah, if today's your birthday, well, it's time for us to celebrate you. And the very first name on the list is a great friend of the house, Honorable Tunji Odulami, is the Honorable Commissioner for Physical Planning in Ogun State. Today is your day, and we are celebrating you right here on Traffic Radio. Many, many more years of great service, not just to Ogun State, to Nigeria in general. We wish you well, sir. Happy birthday to you. My own son, Oganekewe Oluwalanumi Oteri, is celebrating, and as we do say, he'll live to fulfill destiny. All right? All right. Happy birthday to you. We wish you the very, very best. We are celebrating you, and we pray that God will continue to uphold you as you lead. All right, then, Bolaji Ogunfolari is celebrating. Staff with the Ministry of Information and Strategy. We wish you the very best. Adeomi Oko is Head Public Affairs for the Lagos Safety Commission. Today's your day, madam. We wish you the very best too. Perpetual Temiloluwa Sonyaolu is celebrating. His daughter to Engineer Joseph Sonyaolu, our ardent listener, and of course he's a traffic mayor too, right here in Lagos. All right, a big shout out to you. I'm sure that dad and mom, they will definitely continue to be blessed as they have you. All right, so happy birthday to you. Olaomi Ajala is Head Public Affairs Unit with the State Treasury Office, and of course we wish you well on this wonderful day. All right, also as well is Engineer Prince Olayemi Olumide, staff with Vehicle Inspection Service. He's a great friend of the house as well. Engineer Olayemi, we are coming for the cake, so we wish you the very best. Congratulations on your birthday. Dr. Mayowa Oke is celebrating. We wish you well. King Wadada is a music artist and award-winning reggae star for that matter. We wish you the very best. Another music artist celebrating today as well is Mike Okri. You remember the Omoge crew, no? Yeah, today's his day. Veteran musician. Today is his own day too. Mrs. Tawa Kalitu Abeke Babatunde, a.k.a. Grandma. I understand you are mother to Isaac Babatunde, who is a journalist and an ardent listener to Traffic Radio. We wish you well. Pastor Mrs. Afodia Robinson, today is your day too. We wish you well. Ehia Jato Paul, a.k.a. Panda, is celebrating. Wish you well. Mr. Sheung and Deborah, Mrs. Sheung Obad and Mrs. Deborah Obadofin. Of course, you know Deborah Obadofin of Traffic Radio. All right, today is 19th wedding anniversary. All right, then. So happy birthday to you. Our happy wedding anniversary, rather. We wish you the very best. More marital bliss. Umbagu Precious Moyerem is celebrating. Wife to Godwin Umbagu. He was an ardent listener to Traffic Radio. We wish you well. Grandma Ido Adelaide is celebrating. Of course, you know Grandma Ido so well. She's always on Pidgin and Yoruba belts. We wish you the very best, ma'am. We pray that God will continue to sustain you in all fronts, too. From the Ifako Jai family, we have some people celebrating there. Omowaye Ifejola Mercy is celebrating. You have the pharmacy department. And also celebrating as well Hamid Rashidat Oluwatoyi, belonging to the nursing department. We wish you the very best too. Mrs. Adiola Margaret is celebrating too. Also of the nursing department, we wish you the best. And Mrs. Rahim Oluwatosi, also belonging to the nursing department. We have so many celebrants from the nursing department this morning. Ogumbode Adenike Abigail, also from the nursing department, celebrating today as well. And Adetunji Christiana, that's Adetunji Christiana Olawanle here. You have the catering department too. Okay, then, so to all of you celebrating, we pray that God will continue to sustain you all, and we pray that this year finds you a better person. Congratulations.
Everybody wondering how this one's gonna be. The gist is everywhere, but girls them want to know. Everybody's getting ready, they know it's going down. I wrote myself a song, I bought myself a car. Counting all my blessings, so I thank God for my life. 12 months no be my take for grabbing the fun of life. Don't say me for the shit was to see me, so I enjoy my life. I'm headed on the car, headed on the car. Everybody's wondering how this one's gonna be. The gist is everywhere. Girls them want to know. Everybody's getting ready. They know it's going down. Patina Jogodo, come go high, you go Jogodo. I get to the gregede. You shake I'm give you the gregede. Helele. You go fall if you want to be felele. The girls them they shigege. The boys on the load they skibolo. Anything they shigege. As long as you show up your bregede, me regede. I'm loving the way she did bregede to bregede. See the boys understanding me kidiba. Sexy ladies they shaking their bregede. When we say go carry you kidiga bregede. Headed on the car, headed on the car. Everybody's wondering how this one's gonna be. The gist is everywhere. Girls them want to know. Everybody's getting ready. They know it's going down. I wrote myself a song, I bought myself a car. Counting all my blessings, so I thank God for my life. 12 months no be my take for having the fun of life. Don't say me for the shit was to see me, so I enjoy my life. I'm headed on the car, headed on the car. Everybody's wondering how this one's gonna be. The gist is everywhere.
From point to point on the road, rails, and waterways, we bring you up to speed with the latest traffic news, views, and comments from transportation experts. Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Traffic news round the clock.
The world is a jungle of risks. Risks abound everywhere. But where risk exists, so too does insurance. One thing that has continued to elude millions of Nigerians is the crucial role insurance plays in risk prevention and management. And that is why the Nigerian Insurance Association, NIA, the umbrella body for all insurance companies in Nigeria, is rising to the challenge of low public awareness about insurance through its weekly dialogue on radio tagged Insurance Digest. Insurance Digest takes you on a ride through the intricate world of risk management, bringing in different resource persons to address some of the knotty issues in insurance. So join us every Tuesdays at 9:15 a.m. on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM to learn best practices in insurance. The program will intermittently be spiced up with traffic updates from our robust traffic management structure across Lagos. Insurance Digest on Your Side Mirror. Insurance education at its best.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. It's time to branch to the world of insurance as we seek best practices in this profession, especially on how best you can be equipped with the right knowledge that relates to you partaking in insurance. This is Insurance Digest. It comes to you every Tuesdays from 9:15 through 10 o'clock, and it is an initiative of the Nigerian Insurers Association geared towards you having the right tool, the right information that will empower you to take action, especially as you seek to guarantee your life and to guarantee protection for your properties. You're welcome. My name is Victor Oteri. All right, so today on the program, we're going to be reflecting through some current issues in the insurance industry, especially what is going on. We'll be looking at or having an overview of what the industry looks like from the perspective of the Nigerian Insurers Association. So we'll be connecting with the Director General of NIA to reflect on this. And peradventure, you have one or two questions that are bugging your minds as relates to insurance as a practice. You can feel free to connect with us during the course of the program. I'm sure that she'll be very, very willing to solve your problems, any problems that you have. Now that we are in very, very crucial economic times, what role can insurance play in all of that? So she'll be responding to that as well, and there'll be lots more, especially as relates to your movement from one location to the other. All right, so before we set sail, let's just have a word with our partners, and when we return, it will be time to begin the conversation.
Mr. Man! Oh, see what you have done now! You have damaged my car!
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I hope you have a good motor insurance.
Yes, I have a third-party motor insurance that will take care of all your repairs.
In fact, the benefits of third-party motor insurance have increased. First, the limit to claims for damages to third-party vehicles has been increased. Secondly, when you get your third-party motor insurance, you automatically get an ECOWAS Brown card, which means your vehicle now has insurance cover across all West African countries. And if ever it is liable on Nigerian roads for damages to a vehicle from any West African country, the premium to be paid for third-party motor insurance for private car owners, it increased from 5,000 naira to 15,000 naira to enable insurers adequately bear the cost of repairs whenever the need arises. Buy your motor insurance. Please log on to www.niip.ng or visit any licensed insurance company today. This is a public enlightenment message from the Nigeria Insurers Association, NIA.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Insurance Digest is a program we set for the conversation, but some of you are having it pretty slow on the road. Now, this message just coming in. It says, good morning, sir. We're having a standstill traffic from Ojota to Maryland. Please help us out. All right, so nothing unusual, just the construction work that's ongoing at that particular Odoyelaro, and so counterflow is on. So what that means is that most of you that are coming in from the Kodu end, things begin to thin out as you have to get to that point where the counterflow is, and that's why you're having it pretty slow. But apologies for that. The general manager of LASMA is also appealing for some patience. He's been on the frequency severally this morning, especially in the early hours when we had that accident. That multiple accident has been taken off, by the way, and the victims were rescued alive too. So we give glory to that. I mean, so it's a multiple accident between a trailer, a tanker, and a commercial bus. But the good news, no fatalities, as the responders were very quick. They were there on time to respond to that. All right, ahead to around Maryland. You also had another impediment in terms of another accident there, but the vehicles involved, they've been taken off, so it's also looking better, even though it's a slow and steady kind of movement being experienced. But not to worry, like I said, the traffic managers are well spread across the road to ensure that you have it good as well. All right, let's move on this morning as we talk insurance. But by the way, you can always connect with us if you have any issues on the road. Feel free to connect with us and they'll be able to help you out. So today on Insurance Digest, we're examining the framework for insurance in Nigeria. And my guest is joining me on the phone line. Mrs. Adebola Foluke Odukale is celebrating. She's the Director General of the Nigerian Insurance Association, NIA, and she's linking up with us on the phone line. Madam, it's nice to have you. Good morning.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Mr. Oteri. Good morning, everyone in the studio.
Right. All right. So we'll come to, some of the best ways of how we can understand the insurance industry better. But this is your first official outing as the new Director General of NIA. So let me start by saying congratulations to you, madam, on this feat.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. And drawing inference from that, how are things faring with NIA since you assumed the mantle of leadership of this noble organization?
Okay. Once again, thank you very much and good morning to you and your team over there. Of course, it's my first outing and I'm grateful. NIA is doing great and we are keeping fine. We are keeping our eyes on the ball at the association, and of course, which is continuously protecting, promoting, and advancing the common interest of all of our members. We are working with our members day by day to explore all avenues to continue to deepen insurance business and to offer the best to the insuring public.
Right. So
at the moment, yes.
Right. Right. So NIA is an assemblage of insurance companies in Nigeria. Is that correct?
Yes. NIA is an association of all insurance and reinsurance companies in the country, in Nigeria, and we have the main objective of protecting, promoting, advancing the common interest of all our members. The platform of NIA also offers our members the opportunity to speak to one another and also jointly speak to other parties about our business, whether it's government agencies, relating with them on issues that affect the insurance business.
Which is very, very good. So you are the umbrella body, so to say, for insurers. So what's the difference between what you do and that of NICOM?
Oh, okay. Thank you. NICOM is that's the National Insurance Commission. While NIA is an umbrella body of insurance and reinsurance companies, as I earlier explained, NICOM is an agency of government and is established and charged with the responsibility of ensuring the supervision, regulation of insurance business in Nigeria. So NICOM is a regulator and is a government agency, while NIA is an umbrella body of the insurance and reinsurance companies in Nigeria.
Right. Okay, then, so having done that kind of distinction, Mr. Dukale, let's begin to break it down for our listeners this morning. I know that we've touched down on this severally before now, but for the benefit of those just joining us on the program this morning, what is insurance and why is it important?
Okay, thank you. Insurance, like we have always said, insurance is simply defined as an arrangement. You know, you can just call it an arrangement or a contract through which, you know, a company, an organization called the insurance company would undertake to provide compensation to a person. That person is called the insured. In the event of, you know, of a specified loss, in the event of a specified loss, mark the word specified loss, upon the payment of consideration, which is called premium. That is, there's an insurance company and there's somebody who is interested in taking up insurance. And there is also, you know, an insured event that is already specified from day one that we are going to insure against. And if there is a loss, you know, on this insured event, when you have paid your premium, the insurance company comes in and they simply, they simply pay you back. They put you back. They compensate you, putting you back in that position that you were before that loss occurred.
Right.
So insurance is about providing, you know, protecting you from possible loss. It is just a means of transfer.
Right. So
thank you.
Why is it important?
Okay, it's very important. Insurance is very important. It's important because it's a means of risk transfer. Like I said earlier, it's a risk transfer mechanism. It helps you to distribute risk of your losses, you know, over a large group, rather than you suffering that loss alone. When you insure your business, when you insure a particular item, when you insure a particular valuable that you have, it helps to distribute that risk over a large group of people. It also provides for you financial stability because it helps you to restore, you know, your fortune back. You know, that fortune that you have insured, it helps you to restore it back when you suffer a loss. It restores you back to the position that you were before you suffered that loss.
Right.
Then, of course, because of that, it also helps to boost economic growth because it puts funds together from the economy, and it helps to support our investment activities. Then, of course, you know that when you insure, it gives you peace of mind. For example, life insurance can guarantee continuous existence of a child in school in the event of the death of the breadwinner, you know, in that family.
Right.
It guarantees stability of the family, and it gives, you know, peace of mind.
Okay, so is insurance a local practice or is it a global phenomenon?
Insurance is a global phenomenon. It's a global phenomenon. It's an international practice all over. In fact, there are some businesses called special risk that you may not even fully be able to insure, you know, locally. You take part of it and you take, you know, the other part to the international market. So it's an international phenomenon.
Okay, so it's not just it's not just limited to Nigeria.
It's not just limited to Nigeria. Every part of the globe where you get to, you will find insurance.
All right.
And it's always compulsory.
Okay,
yes.
In some places. All right, so if insurance is very, very good and is important, is it everything under the sun that can be insured?
Okay, maybe virtually everything except when it has criminal, criminal tendencies.
Okay.
Yes, intent. Insurance will not insure you for the risk that you will think you will suffer.
Like if the armed robbers want to go and steal now, they cannot insure that one. Hello, are you there?
If you have what we call insurable interest in that item.
Okay. All right, so we lost you for a bit there. I was just asking that for armed robbers that want to go and steal, they cannot insure that, right?
They cannot insure the risk of what will happen to them when they go to commit crime. So insurance does not cover crime.
Okay. But apart from that, insurance covers virtually every other thing, right?
It covers virtually every other thing if you have what we call insurable interest.
Right.
And what do we mean by insurable interest? You have insurable interest in a particular item or in a particular risk if the loss of that item is going to make you to suffer. And if the continuous existence of that item also gives you, it also gives you some peace of mind. That means that you have insurable interest. That is, you benefit from the existence of that thing.
All right.
And you also stand to suffer some losses, some financial losses, if that particular item is damaged or is destroyed
Okay,
or is lost.
let's look at some practical scenarios, Mrs. Odukale. Like rain, like if you have a storm now, or if you have, what do you call it now, cyclone, all those natural disasters, can it be insured?
Yes, there are extensions in our policies that can insure all of those the risk that you suffer from damages. When those natural disasters happen, we have extension in our our policies that can cover that as well.
Okay,
so can cover for flood, can cover for cyclone, and all of that.
All right. So let's talk about what's happening across the country right now. As we speak, the protest is entering day 6. We have the end bad governance and the hunger protest, so they say. So now that we're in that era, can protest be insured?
Okay, protest in itself will not be insured, but what can be insured is when you have your property that is damaged as a result of the protest. But that you want to go on protest and you're asking that we insure you against what will happen, from that protest, because, usually we will say, okay, it's not, particularly in tandem with public policy, even though it's a right of individuals. But we can ensure the losses that people would suffer in the event of protest. Suffer losses to your business, to your property, especially when those losses have been insured against and you have extension for them.
Right.
We will be able to pay. Yes, insurance will cover that when you pay for the extension under your policy for them.
Okay, so let's give another scenario now. So Mr. James is coming in from Ikorodu and he's driving and he comes across a mob, or let's say the protesters in Ojota, and as a result of some kind of fracas that ensues between the protesters and the law enforcement officials, his vehicle is damaged. So will insurance pay for that?
Yes, insurance will pay for the damage to the vehicle. Once the vehicle itself is already insured,
okay,
but insurance will pay.
But that's if his vehicle is insured comprehensively, right?
Yes, of course. When you have comprehensive cover on your insurance, when you have comprehensive cover on that your car, the car is covered.
What if he has just the mandatory or the compulsory third party?
If you just have third party, your own damage is not covered. Third party will only cover, the risk, of damage to third parties when you hit a third party, or when when you are involved in an accident and it involves another person, which is a third party. But the risk to your own, the damage to your own car, which is called own damage, will not be covered if you have just the mandatory third party cover.
Right.
But if you have a comprehensive cover, it covers your car, it covers the third party car, it covers, it's a wide cover, it covers theft, it covers, everything as far as your vehicle and the vehicle of the third party is concerned.
Right. So now this is the mistake that a lot of people make, and I wanted to speak to this as the Director General of NIA. A lot of times when people insure vehicles, they have this kind of feeling that once the vehicle is not new, there's no need for me to get a comprehensive cover, that the compulsory limit of the third party is just sufficient for me. So, peradventure, James is driving a second new car, or perhaps a Tokumbo, as the case may be, and now he runs into this mob, or this riot, or this protest, as the case may be. His vehicle is damaged because his mindset is that, look, my vehicle is not new. Why do I need a comprehensive? So how would you react to that? And those people that have this kind of mindset out there?
That's the problem. Because at every point in time, when we put a vehicle on the road, there's always a risk. In fact, there's a risk on everyday basis as we move from one point to the other. So it's always wise to cover those risks that we're exposed to. When you put a vehicle on the road, no matter even when the vehicle is old, when it's not new, anything can happen to that vehicle. God forbid, somebody may be moving on the road and somehow you have seen cases where people lose control or something happens and you just lose control and something happens to your car and you hit something and the car is damaged and something happens, that car, if you don't have comprehensive cover for it, you will not be able to enjoy insurance on it. So regardless of the years of the car, it's always advisable to have a comprehensive cover. So that in the event of any damage, in the event of loss to your own car, you also have a cover somewhere. You have a succor somewhere. But if you don't have, if you just have third party, your own car will not be, it will not be covered. And you will say that car is old. But what happens when you lose the car in its entirety?
Right.
It will be like a total loss because you are not able to recover from through any avenue. But when you have comprehensive cover, it helps you to recover. You still have your car. You know what it costs to have a car, to replace a car these days now.
Right.
So it is advisable to have a comprehensive cover. So that whatever happens, you are sure you'll be able to have your car back. You'll be able to repair your car. You will not have to go and borrow from family and friends to repair your car because you only did a third party alone.
Right.
So I would advise people there to always consider comprehensive insurance cover. It saves you from a lot of headache.
Right. All right. You're hearing it from the expert. Of course, she's the Director General of the Nigerian Insurers Association, and she's admonishing this morning that do not think that vehicle that you have, you might think it's old or perhaps it's not new. Well, the best thing for you at very crucial times like this is for you to seek solace in picking up a comprehensive insurance. All right. We're going to take a short break right now. When we return, my guest will talk about the Nigerian insurance industry. How does she assess it as it stands today? What's the volume of business that will be written by member companies in 2023, for instance? And then can we say that insurance industry has fully positioned itself amongst the leading sectors in Nigeria's economy? These are many more she'll still be responding to. And you can also join the conversation too. That will be on 08099120777 and 09153877127. A brief break. We'll be back.
Before, now so wahala with law enforcement agent.
Yes, so hey, NIA don't upgrade the NID platform. Oh, now from your phone, you fit confirm your motor insurance certificate once. Make sure say you don't get wahala with our law enforcement agents them. Just dial *565*11# one hand and follow the direction. It go show whether na fake or correct insurance you get. Oh, it no hard and na sharp. But you to make sure say you buy your motor insurance from only registered insurance company to avoid wahala. This message now from Nigerian Insurance Association, NIA.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM Insurance Digest is the program. Traffic-wise, let's get back to the roads. It's still very busy. If you are navigating from the interchange heading towards Ojota and Ojota to Odoyala Road, nothing unusual. You still have the counter flow on as a result of the construction work, which is ongoing there. If you are still very much at the rear, we're always advising that you also make use of the alternatives. So coming in from the Ikorodu end, by the time you approach mile 12, you can drift towards the service lane down to underneath the bridge at mile 12, link up with Ajelogo. From there, connect Ogudu, Orioke, and from there you can run towards Ogudu to proceed straight down towards the Third Mainland Bridge, or perhaps you can make that turn to the right to link up with Yanowuru. Of course, from there, Bagada, and then Anthony to connect Ikorodu Road to proceed on your journey. More helpings in terms of the traffic situation will come, but you can join the conversation as well. 08099120777. Yes, you can feel free to connect with us. Of course, my guests will be able to respond as well. Madam, let's get back to this, Mr. Dukale. Let's take an assessment of the insurance industry as it is today. How would you assess it?
Oh, okay. Thank you. The insurance industry is growing in leaps and bounds. It's not the insurance industry we had some 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years ago, where you would say, okay, insurance does not work. Today, we have an insurance industry that works. And we have an insurance industry that continuously progresses year on year. For example, in the year 2022, the gross premium income in the industry had hit over 700 billion, about 762 billion.
Wow.
And today in 2023, by the time we are rounding as today as we speak, we had entered into the 1 trillion mark.
Wow.
So there's a growth rate. Yeah.
That's very huge. 1 trillion.
Hello, good morning.
That's very, very huge. So it's a very, very huge industry indeed. And that speaks a whole lot in terms of what volume is being written. Odukale, are you there? Hello? All right.
Hello.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right. So volume of business written as it stands today over 1 trillion. That's huge.
Yes, over 1 trillion now. Over 1 trillion.
Right.
So we have an industry that continues to reinvent itself. We have an industry that continues to grow. We have an industry that continues to, come up with different products to meet the needs of the individuals outside there, the customers that are outside there.
Right. So
we have an industry that has embraced technology a great deal.
Right. So would you say that the insurance sector has really positioned itself amongst the leading sectors, contributing to the economy of Nigeria?
Yes, definitely. Definitely. The insurance company has positioned itself and it continues to, reinvent itself to ensure that we are relevant, that this industry is relevant in the scheme of things in the Nigerian economy today.
All right, so let's
when it comes to all people, when you talk of technology, when you talk of products and all of that.
Right. Mr. Dukale, as we speak right now, the economy ain't smiling in Nigeria. So we have an inflation rate of over 34%, food inflation over 40%. All this downturn, is it affecting insurance?
Definitely. Definitely is affecting insurance. It is affecting insurance. And like every other sector of the economy, we continue to look at ways of, mitigating. We are insurance people, so we continue to look at ways of mitigating the effects, of all of these economic, challenges. Every day.
Right.
We are affected by inflation, insecurity. When you talk about insecurity, the increased cost of doing business and all of that, the exchange rate, they all affect us as an industry.
All right.
They all affect us.
All right. So what are some of the survival strategies that insurance companies are deploying at this time for usefulness that will be of use to policyholders? What are some of those survival strategies that you are deploying?
Oh, okay. Thank you. Like I said earlier, technology is key. There's a lot of room around technology. A lot of things, a lot of invention around technology. The AI insurance, that is already also happening in the insurance industry.
Right.
Then, of course, we continue to look at our product diversification so that we can meet the different needs, that are out there in the market. We can meet the different challenges that are out there in the market with our different products. And as the government continues to come up with different strategies for solving the problem, we also try to look at where insurance plays. Where insurance will play a major role in some of these, in some of these issues that government is facing, and in some of these initiatives of government from time to time.
All right,
for example, the government is talking of credit.
Right.
So insurance is also looking at where do we bring insurance in this area. So another thing is also the fact that we are more and more customer focused. The insurance industry will be more, is more and more customer focused at this time, because we know that without the customers out there, the customers are also feeling the impact of what is happening in the economy. So insurance continuously will continue to look at, issues around the customers and what we can do to also, allay the fears and the anxieties,
right.
that they have in their heart through insurance.
Okay.
And of course, brand visibility is also key. in also what we do and continuous research as well.
All right, so we're having some reactions.
Where we will continue to be relevant.
Right, so we're having some reactions that are coming in on WhatsApp this morning. Let's quickly take some of them. This one says, good morning, Mrs. Bola Odukale. Say, thank you for coming on air today. Say, could you please elaborate on the key provisions of the insurance industry reforms bill and how they aim to transform the insurance sector in Nigeria? Okay, so Zainab from Ojota is sending that one in. I don't know if you got that question. The key provisions of the insurance industry reforms bill.
Okay, thank you very much.
Zainab.
One of the key provisions of One of the key provisions of the insurance bill is the issue of minimum capital that is required.
Okay.
And that is trying to, see how you can increase the minimum capital, to review the minimum capital, such that insurance can actually play its role in the economy and, take on the big tickets, that we have today and be able to speak, to the challenges that we have around. So that is a major key provision of the bill that we are currently looking at in the Senate today, because this will give the insurance companies the leverage. This will allow insurance companies to have the strength and the muscle to cover all of the risks that we are exposed to, as a nation, and to also do more and offer more, as an industry to the economy. For example, our special risks are there, the oil and gas sector is there, the aviation is there, and insurance is doing a lot, And this bill, by the time it becomes an act with the minimum capital that we are looking at, it will strengthen insurance the more.
All right, then.
It will strengthen us the more to do a whole lot more.
All right, so we have some more. We have this one that says, good morning, Victor, and your guest, Mrs. Odukale. He said, if your house is burnt down and your car is equally burnt during riots, and you have a building insurance and comprehensive car insurance, will you be indemnified by your insured company? This is coming from Comrade Daniel or Nobumi.
Yes, definitely. Once you have the proper insurance in place, you have comprehensive for your car, you have the proper insurance for your house, you have, you will be indemnified by insurance.
On both fronts?
You suffer those losses, for both losses. For both losses.
Okay.
The important thing is to have your insurance in place, adequate insurance in place, and you pay your premium. When you have adequate insurance in place and you pay your premium, then your losses are covered.
All right. So the key word here, you must pay your premium up to date.
You must pay your premium up to date, and you must have adequate insurance on those, properties.
All right.
You don't have third-party insurance, and you expect that the car you park in your compound, if there's a fire and it gets, it gets burned, and you think, okay, or something happens to it on the road, you think it's going to be covered.
All right. This one says.
No.
This one says.
You don't have proper insurance.
Right. This one says, hello, I am AB from Magodo. So please, what are the expected benefits of the new insurance regulatory framework for the Nigerian economy? Thanks.
Okay. It will make insurance industry a lot stronger. It will make insurance industry a lot more accessible to individuals there. It will make the insurance industry, a lot more able to cover, the risks that we're exposed to, and also to enhance, to help with economic development.
Right.
And of course, also add value as far as our GDP is concerned, to the GDP of the nation.
All right. I think the same question that Tunde from Victoria Island is asking. He's also asking about the regulatory framework and the benefits to the overall Nigerians. Let's begin to wrap up things this morning because time really fast spent. But how can we really make...
Brand visibility is important. customer-centric culture is also important. Product development, product diversification is very important. And this is all that we are doing within the industry today. We continue to promote our brand as an industry. We continue to put our customers at the center of everything that we do. We continue to pay our claim. And that is why you will find out that over time, we have always, there have been different times I've had advertisements in the newspapers talking about who you can reach in the event that you have a claim that you are not sure of who to talk to, and or you have any issue with your insurance company when it comes to the issue of claims, you can reach out to the Nigerian Insurance Association, and we can, help you to link up with your underwriter, and we can solve the problem.
Okay.
So insurance industry, we are out there to satisfy the customer.
Right.
We are out there, and NI is out there to ensure that you are not stranded at any point in time. If you don't know what to do, call NIA. We will point you in the right direction.
All right. We'll leave it at that for now. Madam, it's nice having you on the program. I hope we'll be able to get you in the studios next time, and then we can talk extensively about the Nigerian insurance industry. Thank you so much for linking up with us.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Oteri. Thank you, 96.1 FM.
Right.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, then. She is the Director General of the Nigerian Insurers Association. I'm talking about Mrs. Bola Fuluke Odukale. All right, so we have to go. The program this morning has been produced by Dayo Anthony. I say a big thank you to Sojioni, who is Controller Technical for the Nigerian Insurers Association, who is also supervising this program to ensure that it comes on stream every week. All right, maximum thanks also in the studios, Koinsola Obisheson and Maria Kennedy. I do appreciate you both. Also a big thank you going